This video is brought to you by GameGavel.com, the best place to buy and sell new, old, and obscure things gaming. Hey guys, what's up, and welcome back to another Game Talk video, the highly anticipated and much favored game series where we just talk about anything and everything game related. So today we're going to talk about how we got into gaming. It's the much loved thing that we have, and is the reason why we still hold the controllers today, and is pretty much the reason why you're watching this video now. Some people have a lot of different stories as well, like for example, somebody could have found a NES in their grandparents' attic, or maybe your parents let you play Super Nintendo growing up, or you used to go to your friend's house every weekend and play Rocket Knight Adventures on the Genesis or Mega Drive, or you used to like Alex Kidd for the Master System. All these interesting stories are really cool and really interesting to hear, because everybody who grows up with stuff, for example, I grew up with the Nintendo 64, which I'll tell you about in a little bit. I look back at the Nintendo 64 and think that was the golden age of gaming. But, for those of you who grew up with the Super Nintendo may say that's the golden age of gaming. Or the Atari 2600 would say that's the golden age of gaming. Or the arcade era of the early 1980s was the golden age of gaming. So, how did I get into gaming? Well, in the mid to late 90s, probably around the 1997, 98, I was 3 or 4 years old at the time, and I got my hands on a Nintendo 64 with Super Mario 64. I believe it was the Super Mario 64 bundle. Unfortunately, I can't really recall because it was many years ago. But ever since I picked up that controller, the weird three-handled controller, which I guess Nintendo developed thinking that people had 3 arms or 3 hands. Strange design, but I liked it anyway. Ever since I picked up the controller and played Super Mario 64, which was my first gaming experience, I hadn't played anything prior to that. Ever since I saw that 3D world that you could explore, ever since I saw all the hidden doors and all the areas and the worlds you can explore, that really just kind of blew my mind, thinking, wow, I can play as this little dude with a red cap and a mustache and just run around in the whole world. And ever since then, I haven't stopped playing games, of course. I loved that era of the Nintendo 64, with Banjo-Kazooie, all the action platformers, the 3D action platformers, collectible games, Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and then the other games as well, like Star Fox 64, Diddy Kong Racing, Wave Race 64, Quest 64. Everything had a 64 on the end of it. Just like the Super Nintendo would have like Super Street Fighter or Super whatever. So that's how I got into gaming. I'd really be interested to hear how you guys got into gaming, because as I said earlier, everybody's got their own individual story, which is very unique to them, and that period of time in which you're very nostalgic for it. Like I said, I'm very nostalgic for the N64 era, and that's where I say that was the golden age of gaming. However, obviously everybody has different opinions. So let me know down below in the comments what got you into gaming, or how you got into gaming. I'd really be interested to read these stories that you guys have. So anyway, thanks for watching this episode of Game Talk. Be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know you liked the video. If you have any more ideas for future Game Talks, I'd really appreciate that, because I've got topics, but I want to talk about stuff that you guys want to talk about. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and see you soon.